Good evening, everybody. I haven't made a video for quite a while, just because of the pandemic. We've been keeping low key, and I've been setting up our homestead to become self-sufficient. So I wanted to make a video with my first experience with pigs, and I have to say they're fantastic. I went onto YouTube, and I've got a lot of good information off of there, and I built my pen, which is a 16 by 16. And I wanted to show everybody what seems to really be working. Going over containment, fencing, and why I did what I did. So first of all, I bought some hog panel. I bought the taller ones. You can get this 4 or 3 feet. And I drilled in my posts around every 8 feet, and I put 16-foot cattle or hog wire. When you're doing your hog wire, you want to make sure you put it on the inside of your post. The reason being, these little guys will push on it, and if you have it stapled to the outside, they're going to push off and escape. I also went with electric fence. The reason why it's on the outside, it may or may not make sense, and it's 3 rounds. So I grounded the fence, a grounding rod there and a grounding rod there, so it's grounded 3 times. We have a lot of wildlife and bear and things around here, so I went with the P5 Patriot, a good little unit. I tried it myself, and it shocks the hell out of you. So outside on the 16-foot with a gate that I can lock them in when I want to. I went with an 8 by 5 shelter. It's got a 2-inch floor in it and a piece of tin on top, and I change the straw every week usually. Watering system, I went with 45-gallon drum, 55 actually. And what I did is I bought these nipples from Amazon. They work fantastic. Maybe they'll give us a little show. Yep, they will. They've been great. The water stays nice and cool. I put 2 in for 3 pigs. A little bit about the pigs. I got these locally from a guy that has purebred Berkshire and purebred Tamworth, and he crosses the pig. He likes the meat quality of it. So I got these on July 10th, which were 8 weeks old, or 7 weeks old, I'm sorry. And so I could put some about 12 weeks right now. I'm guessing about 70 pounds. They should put on 1.5 pounds a day, this breed. It is a heritage breed, so it's a little bit slower. So we'll move over to what I did here. I wanted to give them a little bit more room, so I opened up a 50 by 50 area approximately, put a gate in so I can bring them out, take them in. Also left this hot just in case I want to seal it back up. But I ran three rounds of wire. First one's about 8 inches off the ground, the next one's about 1 foot, and then about 18 inches. I just had 8-foot T-bars. I drove them in 3 to 5 feet, depending on which one you go, 3-4 feet, I guess. And I haven't had a problem. They trained themselves really easy on the fence. They all touched it 2 or 3 times, and now they won't go near it. So that's been really effective. But I just wanted to say, if anybody's afraid to try raising pigs, as long as you get a good setup, don't cheap out. Put some real good posts in, get them in the ground 3-4 feet, build yourself a really good shelter, enclose it, make sure it's weatherproof. The hay gets pulled out, it helps absorb everything. We're lucky we're on sand here, so it's never really that bad for mud. And I want to talk a little bit about the feed. I've talked to a few old farmers, and they suggested going with a mash. So that's what I did, is a medium grain mash. In addition, what I mix in with it are roasted soybeans and field peas. I also ferment some grain, and I put a scoop of fermented grain in. I pretty much free feed these guys, so whenever they're hungry, I just keep an eye on the bowl and they eat. And it's worked out great. I think the fermentation is really good for their gut. They've had good stool, no problems at all, and I'm really happy with how they're coming. I got them at 7 weeks. They were probably close to 30 pounds. The little barrel is the male, and I got 2 gilts. That's the nicer, bigger gilt in the back, and this is a smaller gilt, but they're pushing 65, 70 pounds at 12 weeks. So we're hoping to butcher, and we're going to butcher ourselves probably around Christmas time. Hoping to get 250, 260 out of these pigs, and that's it. So I wanted to show everybody a really simple way of keeping pigs safe, keeping them in. Talk a little bit about their feed. We're up in Canada. The best thing you can do for yourself if you want to raise pigs is buy your feed in bulk. Buying it in bulk, you'll save at least 25%, maybe even more. Good mash with all the nutrients and protein additives run about $575 to $600 a ton up here, 2,000 pounds. And what I would really suggest, which makes your pigs really happy, and you want your pigs happy, you don't want them afraid of you, you want them to come up, you want them to basically sniff you. You don't want them to be aggressive when you get into the pen with them, and these guys aren't. And I think a big reason for that is they've got a lot of range. They can get on the dirt, and they can do what a pig does. And they're probably the smartest thing you'll ever raise. Just compared to a meat chicken, no problem with these guys. Meat chickens, I find, were a lot more work. And I find these might finish out a little bit less expensive. So, you know, if you're thinking of it, don't be afraid of it. We're not going to raise them here. We're just going to buy feeder pigs from some local providers, and it's for our own meat. I'm doing 1 pig for a friend, and the rest we're going to butcher here and put in our own freezer. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, I'm going to start making these videos more often as we get set up. I've got quite a lot going on. I built a drive shed. I built a sawmill, a greenhouse over here, which I'll do them all. I'm working on my shop, and I'm working on a new refab of a meat pen for chickens. And of course, we got our layers, which I want to get into a little bit too on other videos, but keep it all separate. I didn't quite have enough time for the garden, but the potatoes are fantastic. The tomatoes are fantastic. Beans were a bit of a failure, but yeah, you can get the idea of what we're trying to do is here become more self-sufficient, and the sawmills really helped. So I'm going to fill this in a little bit more, and that's going to be our meat chicken pen. The layer chicken pen is on the other side of the house. They're all free range. I let them out at daylight, and they go to bed, and I shut the door at night. But yeah, I guess for this video, I'll give you a little brief overview of what we're trying to do here at our homestead. I'm building a homestead from scratch. When we came here, you couldn't see anything. I removed at least 60 or 70 trees, cleared everything, and yeah, it's been right from scratch. Rebuilding the shop right now. It's been a lot of work and a lot of fun, but here we are, and we're doing it. And I hope you enjoyed this video on raising pigs. And don't take it from me alone. Have a look on YouTube, and I think you're going to see that they're probably one of the easiest things you'll ever raise. They're just happy, they're friendly, and they're really no trouble. They're clean. They go to the washroom in one spot on this corner. I clean it at least 3 times a week, and I spend some time with them. I got a chair over here, talk to them, and honestly, yeah, if you're thinking about it, Don't think about it. Get them and do them. When I would suggest it for our climate is April, May. I got these guys a little bit late, but that's fine. No real big deal. And yeah, everybody have a good night. And I hope you enjoyed the video and you take away something from my setup. This setup's very common. There's a lot of good people. One guy that I go to for a lot is Chris from Homesteading the Hard Way. He's helped me a lot, but now that we're set up, we're doing it. And anyways, have a good night. Take care.